the culmination of 10 weeks that we've all been getting together. Basically, if anyone's unfamiliar with the workshop, we sort of do a series of exercises. We identify big goals for our career. And then each week we check in with this small cohort of creatives, and we make a project and we work on the project and we just kind of hold each other accountable, getting the project done, some work done each week. We give each other support and feedback and just kind of give each other the community that we're often lacking as creative freelancers. So tonight you're going to see presentations from 2 of the 10 cohorts that we're running simultaneously for the past 10 weeks. This is night 3 of 5 nights of these showcases. If you'd like, you can come back Thursday and Friday night, same Zoom link, and see presentations from some of the other artists that were involved in the workshop. We want to say a big thank you to Space for Arts. Van is here from Space for Arts, even though his Zoom feed says it's Betsy Davison. Space for Arts is a wonderful organization. You're going to hear from them sort of at the intermission halfway point, more about the service they provide for creative professionals, photographers. But they, have been a really great supporter of the creative community before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and I know they have big plans to continue to do that post-pandemic. Specifically for Art of Freelance, they supported 14 people to take the workshop on a full or a partial scholarship. And so we just always appreciate you guys and appreciate your support for this community and appreciate you guys being here to see some of the work tonight.
Great to be with you all.
Always appreciate you. So just a quick note, like some of these projects are still work in progress and we encourage that. Like we think it's important to celebrate like the path of creating work, not just the final shiny product that you see on Instagram or on a website or whatever. It's going to be a fast-paced presentation. You can see kind of 3 minutes from each of the artists presenting. It's a lot of work to show in 10 weeks compressed into 3 minutes. It's hard to do. So we encourage you, if you see work that you like, an artist that you want to find out more information for, please like follow up with the artists, DM on Instagram, send an email, find the website. Get in touch. We've seen a lot of amazing collaborations come out of this community, and we encourage you to follow up with each other. You can follow Art of Freelance on Instagram at Art of Freelance, and get info on the fall workshops at artoffreelance.com. We encourage you to use the chat window tonight to, give each other applause. It's always a little bit weird on Zoom. We used to do these showcases in person, and you could actually hear applause. It's always a little bit weird on Zoom to finish presenting into the void of Zoom silence. So, give some plaudits over there in the chat window and support each other for the great work you're about to see. And without further ado, let's see our first presentation, and that is from Miss Jan Chung, coming to us from the East Coast. Are you still in New York?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Hi everyone, I'm Janice Chung and I am a documentary photographer here based in Queens. For my Art of Freelance project, I decided to work on a personal documentary series of Flushing small business owners. And being a daughter of immigrants and small business owners, I found myself always interested in the lives of these people, some of whom I knew growing up here in Flushing. So I wanted to use this photo series as a way to honor their contribution and sacrificing by documentary and preserving the stories of the community that is slowly shrinking due to the changing demographics here in Queens. So this is a video of my work from the past 10 weeks.
내 이름은 이은숙.
내 이름은 이춘기.
같이 24년간 김밥집을 운영하고 있습니다.
저는 뉴욕에서 뉴 대성 이발관을 운영하는 전상경입니다.
요 후르싱의 충무김밥 할머니입니다. 여기 20년 넘도록 장사했습니다.
저는 이문자입니다. 헤어코코에서 일하고 있습니다.
후레싱에서
30년 넘게 지금 명동 미용실을 하고 있는 안스텔라입니다.
My name's Ikwan Rim, and we own Rim's Fine Jewelry, and we've been doing business 3 generations. That's grandfather, father, and me, and that's about like 80 years ago. Flushing was like, yeah, like all the small businesses were unflushing, especially Union Street. Yeah, at the time 처음에 여기는 다 한국 사람이 엄청 많았죠.
그냥 다 한국 사람이었어.
그때 제일 yeah, it's like there's a literally like half block of Union Street, literally like 100 businesses. But thing is that at that time there wasn't a lot of machinery, so everything was made by hand. So I remember like he took those thing to do at home. So he was hammering the 돌반지, and my mom and me was polishing the 돌반지 at night. 그치 밤에도 이렇게.
그럼 식구들은 밤새도록 했지 뭐. 일요일 날은 아주 그냥 밤새도록.
I remember, yeah, I was doing that when I was very young.
네 식구가 그냥.
And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of proud of part of what I do because I keep the traditions alive, and I make it better.
Okay, that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Woohoo! Well, Janice, I mean, beautiful work. You got so much done. It's so impressive. Next up, we have
Hello. I think I was being announced, but Matthew cut out here. I'm Shelby Gordon. Oh, I'm an editorial and lifestyle photographer in Santa Monica, California. My recent adoption of a 1992 Class CRV inspired the series that I'm going to show you, which I titled More Than. It captures people from all walks of life and their van, bus, RV, or trailer, and it asks and honors why these vehicles are more than just that. And you'll hear some clips from some stories as well here.
Synthesizing or a synthesis of these two parts of me. And when I was in my 18, 19, 20, I hitchhiked all.
Oops, sorry, you guys can't see the, let's try that again. Okay, we can see my screen now.
I feel a kind of a synthesizing or a synthesis of these two parts of me. And when I was in my 18, 19, 20, I hitchhiked all whenever I could. So I was living a very Jack Kerouac-like life. And that part of me is an American seeker. It transformed when I started going to India and living a completely different life. Where that was more of the Mowgli life, I guess you could say. Now it's like a whole world of possibility. Something new is being created. Two different me's are becoming one and integrating in a new way. And I think that RV is a big part of that.
Most people are probably running from something, and then they're also running towards something. And so a lot of times people are running from accumulating debt or getting free from debt, or they want to have freedom from kind of living the prescribed lifestyle that we're all prescribed for the most part. Get to know their family more, they want to be around their family more, or if they're by themselves, they just want to get out and kind of have some personal freedom and space, and maybe they're healing from something or trying to mature in some way. The trailer itself has no value if it doesn't serve our family as a mechanism to let us be together, grow together, and mature together, and let us kind of impart our wisdom and knowledge we want to on our kids and teach them how to be free persons and free thinkers on this wonderful planet.
I was renting a room in a house for $800. Whenever I was not working, I was so tired, and so I stayed home, and my friendship started suffering. It's really given me the freedom to strengthen my relationships. And one of the things I'm really passionate about is I know what it's like to be in a place where I can't put in any effort to my friendships, like whether I'm depressed or it's always like so nice when a friend knows that, and if they're able, they come to get you or they meet you where you are. And because I have this van, like I'm able to be that person.
Was dreaming of this lifestyle for many years before, when I was in my comfortable apartment, and I decided to live the dream, to be freedom, independent, mobile, and discover new environment, new places, new people, different lifestyle, different people, and open my mind to travel around.
I started, getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and now I pretty much have everything that I need in here to go out and do hand lettering and pinstriping. I have a lot of paint, a lot of spray stuff.
Okay, so Gamut, the van is like kind of a Swiss Army knife for all my activities. I have tons of hobbies. The van is sort of like a symbol for me of pushing way out into the uncomfortable. I was dealing with a lot of anxiety about staying in one place. I struggled with agoraphobia for a long time, and I still struggle with like pushing out geographically. Tired of just living the same life, that I sold my condo. Rarely left. I had like a 2 to 3 mile radius that I pretty much frequented. To be an outlier in society is really important, but then also to be an outlier amongst outliers. Be that 1% or 2% of the population that's like truly living your life, just creating your own story.
And I will finish off the series with some self-portraits of me and my RV, in which I named Patty after Patti Smith. And Patty is sort of a symbol of independence for me and doing something just for myself and not for other people. And she is new to me, so I will be traveling in her a lot. And here it is. You can see more of my work on my website here. It's just my first and last name, shelbygordon.com, and my Instagram here as well. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Shelby. Next up, we have Robin. Robin, I think you're muted.
Oops. Oh, there I am. Hi. All of a sudden I'm like, damn, I wish I had recorded some audio. Now I gotta talk. Okay, so I'm Robin Breen Shin, and I shoot mostly kids and family, and that's what I've been doing the last several years. And I was starting to feel very niched in that and wanting to shoot some grown-ups. So I've been wanting to do a portrait project for a really long time, and just a simple one. And I always said I would do it, and I finally did it for Art of Freelance. So I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. Okay, so it is called the Zoomers, which is a word I just found out for, I guess, what is Generation Z. And I shot mostly like 18 to 25-year-olds for the project, because I think that it is a very interesting age right now to be kind of, I don't know, everything that happened in the last year and a half and starting your life and your career really surreal, and it was fun hanging out with these guys. All right, so let me start the slideshow. Oh, I'm getting emails, hold on. Okay. So I just had everybody come in, camera ready. I didn't have any hair, makeup, and styling. I really wanted it to just be me and the person I was shooting. I didn't have assistants, really simple kind of lighting setup. All the shoots were about 30 minutes max. I just really wanted things to feel loose and fun and playful, nothing too perfect, and kind of just get rid of the production noise and not having a bunch of people standing behind me, and just connect with the people that I was shooting. And I had a really great time doing these. just with everything simplified and not overcomplicated. And I also had everyone wear a piece of denim, you'll see, just to kind of have some sort of cohesive, maybe commercial spin on it for my portfolio, so people can see, you know, I can shoot adults too in the same kind of vein as I shoot kids. And this whole project kind of started a thing for me. I want to keep going with this and keep doing these. So it was really fun, and I loved my cohorts, and Matthew's a great leader, and it was just a very fun team of people all over the world in our group. And that's my info right there. And stop my website and Instagram. And yeah, that's it.
Woohoo! Beautiful work.
Thank you.
And you nailed it on the timing.
I know, I timed it. You heard that, right?
Nailed it. Beautiful work. Well, like Robin said, our cohort was spread out all over the world. We had someone in Kenya, we had someone in Berlin, we had someone in Belgium, and that was a really incredible experience, but it also made timing for this showcase more challenging. So Maria and Whitley, you know, it's the middle of the night over there, so they sent in presentations, and I'm just gonna read, you know, what they wrote, since they couldn't be here to do it themselves while we see their work. This is Maria's work. She was born in Porto and currently in Berlin, working as a freelance photographer. In her work, she enjoys mixing analog and digital techniques in order to achieve a dreamlike world. She's been working as a music photographer, and she has this beautiful dreamlike, colorful photography that she does in the music space. But she was wanting to kind of get into other kinds of photography, specifically fashion photography. She says that during the past 2 years, there was no music events, pandemic, and so she wanted to be more open in terms of the types of commissions that she took and the work that she could do, and she was looking for fashion photography. So she wanted to work inside a studio, which she hadn't done before, and use more studio lighting. And so she started looking for fashion artists in Berlin and stumbled on Carmel Snow, who we're seeing photos of. Carmel is a textile artist and 3D knit designer from Oakland who uses computer programs, machines, experiments, and hand techniques to create innovative materials while focusing her research on smart textiles and zero waste. In this series, I present you her work modeled by herself and shot by me. I used my usual colorful and painting-like approach while trying to show both her work and personality. So this was a big leap for Maria to be working in the studio, working with strobe, still looking for that dreamlike, colorful photography that she had done in her music work. She had some anxieties leading into it. You know, what will it be like when I get in the studio? And I don't know, I'm just so impressed by the results and how she was able to control the light and the color. And it's so cool that she found this textile artist who was there to represent the work that she had been creating. And then Maria shared with us how she had only planned on doing one of these shoots, but ended up doing multiple shoots after this because she had, you know, enjoyed it so much working in the studio. And now she's getting, you know, she has all sorts of shoots plans and commissions coming for this kind of studio work that she's added to her arsenal and her tool belt. She says, I hope you like it, and please feel free to say hi at hello at Maria Luciero or at Maria Luciero on Instagram. We'll throw that in the chat if we can. Connor, maybe you can help with that, getting Maria's Instagram into the chat. But Maria from Berlin, we had a great time having her in our cohort every week, and we're sorry she couldn't be here with us tonight, but it's 4 in the morning there, and we're stoked to see her work come through. Yay for Maria in absentia. So next up, did I just, again, perfect, am I back? Great. So next up is me, I'm Matthew. I will share the project that I worked on. Sorry, I was just in Maria's world. Now I need to jump over to my world. So my goal with this last cohort in Art of Freelance was to make some work. You know, I do advertising photography primarily, and I wanted to make work that was not advertising. I wanted to make work that was not for a commercial purpose, not for a commercial client. I wanted to make work that could hang on someone's wall. I wanted to make work that had just sort of an aesthetic beauty that I hope that people would appreciate, that they would want to put in their wall, because that's not the work that I normally make. And so I'm going to share a few things with you. The first is a photo that I took on the tail end of a commercial project that I was doing recently. And it was, I was out in the Alabama hills, and I stayed late after the shoot was over, and I stayed an extra night, and I lit this famous Mobius arch and made this photo of it. And it was interesting because I felt like an amateur making it. I've never done astrophotography. I've never really done landscape photography. I'm, you know, primarily a lifestyle shooter, but I really enjoyed feeling like a beginner. And I had this like really great experience right out of the gate, you know, trying to make this work, where the art director on the shoot that I was working on asked for a print of this that he could hang on his wall. And then actually we're having 3 fine art prints of this made because he's going to gift them to the clients from this job that we just finished. So already I was like, great, I'm off to the races. I spent some extra time to make something, and it is already hopefully going to be on some walls of some people that, you know, I admire and respect. And so that already felt like a win. But then next I started doing some experiments inside my studio, and I started playing with fire because I like doing that. And I made first this, after a few failed experiments, I made this burning lavender video. And I've been excited to experiment with video and video art, I guess. I'm not going to play this whole thing because it's 4 minutes long, but basically this this flower burns over time. And it's sort of a meditation on the environment and what's going on with the environment right now. And I enjoyed making this piece. And then I also enjoyed, I found a way to turn it into a, sorry, I'm trying to share another file here. I turned it into a physical object. I found this website called Infinite Objects, and I was able to turn this into this physical piece that's sitting on my bookshelf in my studio. And I was inspired by the fact that I could take video and get it sort of live, analog, in person. And so I kept on messing around with these burning flowers, and there's a space in my studio. I'll show a photo real quick. That is where this bookshelf sits, and I've been building these resin pieces also that are very analog. But there's this blank wall over here, and I started thinking about how cool it would be if I could make larger scale video pieces that could sit on this wall over here. Oh wow, this time goes by so fast. So I'm going to speed through this last video here. So I ended up making, after some real failed experiments, I ended up making 3 more pieces, and it's this triptych of burning flowers. These ones don't burn the way the lavender does, like burn to nothing. They just loop. They're sort of infinite loops of this burning action right here. It was really hard technically to figure out how to make the fire sort of loop in this infinite way. And my goal is to find ways to share these pieces in my studio, but also, you know, through these small video screens that people can purchase. So, you know, my offer tonight, if anybody's interested and wants one of these video pieces on a screen, At cost, I am happy to send you the video file and you can upload it to this Infinite Objects website. It's $150 for a small one, and I think almost $200 for a bigger one. I'm just, you know, if anyone wants one of these on their bookshelf, I'll send you the video file. You can upload it and buy it directly from Infinite Objects. There's no markup or anything, but here's sort of an example of what they look like sitting on a bookshelf. And just send me a quick DM. I'm MatthewYoung.com, MatthewYoung@gmail, at MatthewYoung on Instagram. I'm very easy to find. And I would love if anyone was interested in having one of these incorporated into their physical environment in any way. So that was my project right there, and I appreciate everybody taking a look at it. Next up, it's the intermission. It's the halfway point. We're flying right through it. This is great. Oh, actually, wait, Michael's here. Did I just see that? Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to do the intermission Space for Arts message from our sponsor, and then Michael will have you go after Alexandra in the second half of the presentation here. So again, Space for Arts is a really incredible team, company, organization, group of wonderful humans, also a great service. They're basically like Airbnb for production facilities. I won't say too much. I'll let Van give you more information, but I do just want to say they have been big supporters of our plan for years now. They've supported specifically the scholarship. We wanted to make our freelance accessible to anyone, no matter their financial situation, and Space for Arts has been a huge help in sort of making the scholarship grow over the time that we've had with them. So we just really appreciate you guys. And I'll turn it over to you, Van.
Well, Matthew, thanks very much. And it's great to be with you all this evening and see the great work that you've done. Right. Well, Matthew is, you know, cut to the chase very quickly. We're taking an Airbnb-like approach to professional production spaces. So we have over 1,000 spaces that we have vetted in major markets around the world: Berlin, London, New York, LA, Atlanta, Miami, Dallas, and it goes on. And we are a free service for creative professionals. There's no incremental cost. We make our living when you place a booking, and the studio pays us a fee, but it's otherwise free for everybody to join and use. And we hope that we're useful for all of you. And tonight is an example of our commitment to community. We feel very strongly that we have to contribute to the community, give back to the community, and be part of the community. And this is one of the things that we do, that we help Matthew bring folks together on evenings like this to talk about their work and to exchange ideas. And we hope that you will try Space for Arts at some point and that we can be useful to you. Call us, email us, find us, spaceforarts.com, and we're happy to help you out. Thanks for being here tonight, and thanks for giving me a few minutes to speak. Over to you, Matthew.
Wonderful. Thank you again, Van. We appreciate all the support that you give, especially for this scholarship that we are happy to offer. And I think as we said earlier, we had 14 people do Art of Freelance this session on the scholarship. So you created opportunity for people, and we appreciate that.
Happy to be with you all.
Are we playing the video?
I thought so, but that's up to Connor, I think.
Let's do it.
Connor.
All right, Connor.
All right, very good. So there's just a little bit more information about Space for Arts for everybody.
With more polish and sizzle.
Awesome. Thank you again to Space for Arts for sponsoring the scholarship. We really, really appreciate you guys. So moving along this, our next presenter is Whitley, and Whitley is in Belgium, so 4 in the morning in Belgium. So Whitley sent in her work and asked that we just read a little intro to her work as well. So Connor will share the presentation that she sent over. Whitley is a portrait and fashion photographer based in Belgium. During the 10-week workshop, she started a personal project capturing portraits of Black women working corporate jobs in their natural hairstyle and telling their stories. Whitley herself still works a corporate job part-time, and during the lockdown last year, she wore her hair natural to work for the first time ever. It's usually in box braids. Her older sister usually wears wigs when she doesn't have a protective hairstyle because she has 3 young children and doesn't have enough time in the morning to spend on her hair. Others might feel pressure to wear a hairstyle that's more in line with the Eurocentric standards of beauty. It's still an ongoing project, but these slides are some of the images of the project so far. So she approached these women working these corporate jobs, that some that usually wear their hair naturally and some that don't. And she made these beautiful portraits of them in their natural hairstyles. And over the 10 weeks, she did several portrait sessions with these women. She collaborated with a makeup artist and set up a studio in the makeup artist's house. And it's a project that she is looking forward to continuing, she says, and she's looking for editorial outlets interested in the story and the work. She's been recording audio or having the women fill out a questionnaire about their experience of being photographed in their natural hair also. So if anyone knows any editorial outlets that might be interested in this project, please get in touch with Whitley. Follow her work, it's beautiful work. And it was just a joy having Whitley as part of our cohort for the last 10 weeks, all the way from Belgium. All right, so next up are people that are here, I believe.
Okay, I think I'm up. Here we go. So hi everyone, my name is Alexandra, and for my project, I created a visual journal. It's a space where I can feel safe to express my vision, share my stories, a space where I can play and be free to create. I signed up for this workshop to simply begin again. My soul had been really craving a creative jolt. I was longing for some deeper connections with people outside of my usual group, and I needed to expand my self-worth and lean into life as an artist. Over the last 10 weeks, I've really stretched my imagination through concepting and designing. I found a new appreciation for my past work. I have reconnected with my love for shooting analog, and I've embraced the idea of progress over perfection, something that my cohort leader, Helen, really helped me through. I'm super excited that how it turned out and to share it with you guys. It's feeling a little vulnerable, but also really motivating. So let me just share my screen and walk you through my site. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Is everyone seeing that, hopefully? So I really, my work has a lot of like ethereal tones to it. So I wanted to create a landing page, a sort of portal into my mind and creativity. This is a self-portrait I did. Work in progress, hoping to have this kind of rotate around and have a little fun and animation involved. So I wanted it to feel really fluid and organic and just a little more playful, like a journal would. These hand-drawn little asterisks will lead into its own portfolio of sorts, where I've shared some of my writing. I've dabbled in little short stories and poetry and things like that that really, I think, kind of tie in a lot of my fine art work. So I don't know if I have much time to really dive into all of them, but I encourage you to do that on your own. Preferably on a desktop, because I'm still figuring out the mobile side of things. I love to sing, and I'm currently creating a coffee table book that hopefully will be done soon. But for the meantime, I did a little song and put together this kind of visual book of sorts. So that was really fun. And yeah, it was just really challenging process, but really rewarding. And it feels really good. It's been a really long time since I've had a website to showcase my work. I don't think I've ever had a website that showcased my work that felt very authentic to who I am at this stage in my life. So yeah, that's all for me.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That was awesome. Amazing. Well, next up we have Michael. Mike.
Good afternoon, or I guess evening, right? For some people. My name is Mike Stargell. Everybody can hear me, right? All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my name is Mike Stargell. I am a photographer based in Houston. I work on sports, portraits, and documentary projects, sometimes lifestyle stuff. And I kind of wanted to do this Art of Freelance program just to kind of jumpstart personal projects again, because I was getting bogged down in work project after work project and wasn't really shooting anything for myself. And I also wanted to get back to my roots, my photo roots, and do some kind of like sports project again. So what I did, I guess I should share my screen, yeah. What I did was a project called For the Love of the Game, which is, everybody see that thing there? Let's see here. Full screen, there we go. Which is basically something that I wanted to do, which was a basketball themed project, also kind of in conjunction with a friend of mine who has a brand called Hoop Love. And basically it's for all the, basketball players around the country, around the world, who still go out and play pickup basketball, for the love of the game, not necessarily competing for money or competing for a trophy, but just love to play basketball. So I wanted to create this photo story type of thing for this Art of Freelance project. And it kind of tells the story of people who, even if there's nobody at the court, you're going to stay around and shoot around and try to practice some new moves, work on your game a little bit. Or even if there's one person there, you can play one-on-one. It doesn't have to always be a game, because you're out there for the love of the game. And so that's the theme, that's the story behind this particular project. And I am just going to scroll through here. And everybody can see this slide. Is that good? Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, got a little technical difficulty here. I am not quite sure what's happening.
You try just using your arrows to key
There,
through
okay.
it and see if that works.
I was at the end. That was the problem. All right.
Nice.
Okay, here we go. Okay. So I kind of also wanted to tell like the whole story of somebody kind of walking up to the court, you know, tying their shoes, getting ready to do whatever they do. And then the little heart logo with the basketball and the basketball court is the brand that my designer friend created. So yeah, at the end of the day, even though it's a competition and it might get intense, it's all for the love of the game. So, you know, end up smiling at the end. So yeah, I just want to thank Art of Freelance for providing this opportunity for me personally to finally get out and, you know, do something that I was rolling around in my mind for, you know, months and just kind of never got around to it. But finally got that push. So thanks to my cohort and thanks to the Art of Freelance. So that's it.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Beautiful work. And yeah, you said it really well. I mean, that's just kind of what we've been doing for each other for the past 10 weeks is giving that extra little bit of push and supporting each other and, you know, kind of encouraging and, you know, accountability is a funny word, but it's really just encouragement and showing up each week. And I'm really grateful to my whole cohort that showed up every week and, you know, encouraged each other and supported each other and gave each other feedback. And it's been a great run these last 10 weeks with everybody, and it was beautiful work that we saw tonight. It's always inspiring to see everything. And like I said, there's 2 more nights of these showcases, tomorrow and Friday, same Zoom link. Connor, I'm not skipping anything, right? Everyone that all the presenters presented.
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing more work, you know, there's eight other cohorts of artists that are presenting. So tomorrow night and Friday night, same time, same Zoom link. Like we said, artoffreelance.com, come find us. Instagram at Art of Freelance. We'll do this again in the fall, and would love to see you there. If you ever have any questions about how the workshop works or anything like that, please reach out. Hello at artoffreelance.com. But I really just want to give a big shout out to all the artists that presented tonight and all the great work that we saw. And it's always so much fun to see the work that comes out of the 10 weeks of checking in with everybody. So to my cohort, a lot of love. To everyone else on the call, thanks for being here. And once again, Space for Arts, thanks so much for supporting the scholarship this time around. And I think without further ado, that was Wednesday night showcases. Cheers to everybody for getting it done. We appreciate y'all. Zoom's so weird.